to a deli to grab us a sandwich right now. We just left the Apple store. I got myself a little something. See what else we get up to. Happy it's the weekend. We just got home from lunch. I am about to unpack Franny. Come here, sweetie. It's okay, come here. Hang on. Alright, she's extremely scared of the air conditioning. I went ahead and made a big purchase for myself. I got a new iPad. Here she is. I went with the iPad Pro. Surprisingly, the new Pro is lighter weight than the new Air. And then I went with the Magic Keyboard and the pencil. My first time having an iPad. One of the reasons I've never wanted an iPad is because I don't like the feeling of typing on a small keyboard, and this is like a standard keyboard. So I'm excited about that. I'm thinking later in this video I'll share some more updates on what has been going on interview-wise. There have been some exciting developments. I have accepted a position. I will share later in this video what that is, but that's kind of what spurred the decision to make this purchase. I think it's going to be really good for the work that I will be doing, and I am getting started in that position already. That's why I decided to spoil myself and get this new iPad. Good morning. I have a meeting here in about 45 minutes, which will be 10 a.m. and then another one at noon. So I'm just getting some of my thoughts sorted. A lot going on this week. Tomorrow, Sam and I are headed to look at a wedding reception venue. Something that I haven't shared yet is that within the past few weeks, we decided to hire a partial wedding planner. And about a week after we did that, our reception venue canceled on us because they are closing. We are back on the market for a place to have the reception, and we are going tomorrow to look at a place that we were initially interested in back in December when we first started looking, but we weren't able to get through to them. I think now that we have a wedding planner, they're taking us a little bit more seriously. So we're going to go check that out tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, Sam's working a half day, and I think I'm going to go in with him because we've been trying to get me fitted in scleral contact lenses, which are glass contacts. I have a really unique prescription, and it's taken us many years to kind of nail it down. So this is my second try at sclerals, second round of lenses, and we need to see how they're fitting. So I think I'm just gonna go work in the break room while he sees patients, and then he will be able to take a look for me and see how these are doing. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and get some of my thoughts sorted for these meetings, hoping that they go well. Just finished up my first meeting of the day, drinking a smoothie. I think I shared I made my smoothie in my last video. This is revolutionary content, so. First meeting of the day was extremely productive. I now have about 30 minutes until my next meeting. Need to get my advisor's thoughts. I shared my data analyses and results write-up with her. She still has meetings with her advisor from when she was in school. He's really big in stats, so it's always nice to kind of take advantage of that as a resource and have him look at my stats, see if he has any concerns. He also uses the three of us are our users. We've kind of all learned together, so it's really cool. See how it went having a coffee with him yesterday, if they found anything interesting going on with the data that maybe I didn't notice. Hopefully I can find the energy to then work on whatever I need to work on for the dissertation. I've drafted the general discussion section now, talking about experiments 1 and 2. And I need her confirmation with that data before I move forward and drafting it for experiment 3, just to make sure I'm not having to do work twice if anything needs to change. But I was speaking with her in a meeting on Monday, and she was mentioning that she envisions 2 publications from my dissertation, one for experiments 1 and 2, and then she actually thinks experiment 3 would be good as a standalone, which we hesitate to do often, try to put out 1 experiment papers, but this one is unique. It's a very novel contribution to the literature, and we think that it might be able to stand on its own. All right, enough rambling. I'm going to enjoy my smoothie, take a look at where I left off on my writing, maybe start to go through and do some loose revising of the document, because ideally I said I'd like to get it back to her this week. So depending on if she has any updates for me today, assuming I don't need to redo analyses, I still would like to aim for that, even if it means getting it to her Saturday. Then yeah, that's kind of like the big goal right now. I'm going to be sure to share in this video about the goldfish stuck to the I wanted to be sure that at some point in this video I shared what we're doing for lunches this week. We're doing these turkey, cheese, and lettuce roll-ups. It's just a flour tortilla. We got the fresh turkey from Whole Foods. They obviously have lunch meat, but then they also bake turkey there and sell that. It's a little bit pricier, but to me it's worth it. We're splitting it across the week for lunches. So it's just one tortilla, some turkey, cheddar cheese. You could do yellow cheddar, but we did a white. And then the lettuce. And I'm just having it with some goldfish alternatives. It's like whatever that natural brand is. I don't know. And then I made a ranch dressing with Greek yogurt, a little bit of mayonnaise, and then like a natural ranch seasoning packet. So that is the lunch for the week. Lunches are always the hardest to come up with for us, and so whenever we discover something that is easy and satisfying, I always like to be sure to share it. It is 6:30, the day is done. We are about to have some leftovers. I made a stew last night, so we have leftovers for tonight, thankfully, because we were both so tired. This is one of the easiest stews I've made in a while. It's from the cookbook Dinner by Melissa Clark, one of my absolute favorites. It calls for lamb, but I was only able to find beef at the grocery store. Lots of great veggies in here. I'm sure you could easily supplement mushrooms instead of the beef. There's carrot, rutabaga, celery, barley, leek, and then some thyme. Literally put it all into a pot with water, cook it for a couple of hours, and you're good to go. You just simmer it on the stove. Don't even need to turn the oven on. So good. I'm getting ready to go see if I can pop in and get a pedicure. We won $100 on a scratcher last week, and I've needed a pedicure for a while, so it felt like a good excuse. I just have on this black dress from Target. It's super long and comfy and easy. Target linen overshirt I've had for a long time. Earrings, I think, are these earrings also Target? These might also be Target, actually. And then my hair is dirty, but I'm trying to make it last. So this style is so. We are going later this afternoon to tour that wedding venue. Kate Spade, a little bag. Got this on a cruise last summer, and got my Simply Modern cup. So I'm gonna call and make sure they can get me in and then walk over. All right, I just called and spoke with them, and they can get me in like a half hour at 10:30. So I'm going to wait a bit and then head over. I thought this might be a good time to share some exciting news. I've gone back and forth about whether or not I was going to share it in this video because it is new news, but I figure I probably should just share it because it is going to be influencing my day-to-day a lot. I have accepted a position. It is a remote position. I initially came across it listed as a postdoc. The PI gave me an offer. I am planning to defend sometime around October. Degree conferral isn't until February, and then I won't have my degree or my diploma until around March. They decided to find a role to put me into to start me immediately, and then eventually I could move into the postdoc. We had some more conversations based on my personal career goals, given the fact that I don't know for certain if I want to go into a tenure track position. It probably makes sense for me to just be a research associate. This is all title stuff, but I wanted to share some of the nuances of me getting into this position, because I think a lot of times we can hold ourselves back by looking for like the perfect thing, and life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you can get into a role that's great for you in a unexpected way, and that's kind of what has happened for me. Another thing, which I kind of hinted at when I mentioned in my last video that I was going to be doing a postdoc interview, is that this role is within education. So I'm moving out of experimental psychology, doing education-based research. Specifically, I'm researching the role of AI in CTE, technical education. We're essentially considering ways that we can help communities to become resilient to the impact that AI is going to have in the job market. As you can imagine, these changes are going to impact certain populations more than others, certain jobs more than others. It's part of the Education Research and Opportunity Center. They do some amazing work in helping people from various backgrounds move into community college and higher education, and I'm really, really excited about the opportunity. So that's what I am doing. I have kind of already started work on that project. It is a grant that I'm working on, and there's a lot to be done already. I just wanted to let you know that's what I'm up to. At the same time, I'm moving toward defending. I sent my committee an email yesterday trying to think about getting a date on the calendar for the defense, which is nerve-wracking and exciting all at once, but having this position now, I feel more than ever motivated to get this thing done. I appreciate you following along and being here. I did, by the way, get a second round interview following that one-way interview that I did. I shared in the last video. It was a position doing kind of research and data management for a charter school in New York City. I was kind of proposing that it be remote, so it wasn't the greatest fit anyway, and I'm definitely happy with the position that I did end up in. The job search journey was not necessarily easy, but I do feel really fortunate for all that I learned along the way, and also for how things have ended up. So if you are getting ready to finish your PhD, if you're already done and you're struggling in that process, you are not alone. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about like how I approached the search process, things that worked for me, things that didn't, maybe comment down below and let me know. I would be happy to talk more about that if you would find it useful. As always, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna head out and get this pedicure. Anyway, I will see you in my next video. Bye.